what do we got going on this week? Well, as you can see, we had the sun last week move into Scorpio on the 23rd, and that was Wednesday, and that happened at 12:30 p.m. that day. Or no, it happened at 10:20 p.m. 10:20 a.m. earlier in the morning Pacific Daylight Time. And so in Western astrology, they would, associate that with just more spiritual activity and more sexual intensity and overall a lot of creativity and a lot of desires, because Scorpio's key phrases are I create and I desire. So we're going to see those kind of elements, and the positive side is heroic and caring and even rescuing. On the bad side is jealousy and revengeful and, all the highest highs, lowest lows of the zodiac. But, good reputation in the libido department. Anyhow, we got a moon this weekend in, it looks like it's in Virgo actually this morning. And at 1:20 a.m. it goes into Libra, but in the sidereal zodiac, as we actually look at it in the sky, it's in Virgo. And it's in a lunar mansion known as Uttara Phalguni, which is the male side of the Phalgunis, and the Phalgunis are all about, sex and love, and they too have a certain creative energy, but Uttara Phalguni is ruled by Ahriman, and Ahriman brings about this element of service and duty that's really helpful. And there's a certain kind of honesty that comes because this particular nakshatra is ruled by the sun. So this is a part of the moon, and this is ancient pre-Western astrology, although there's Western astrologers that argue that Western astrology is older, so who knows, for certain, but I know that the Indians don't toot their horn as much as they could for all the things that they've brought into being, and maybe that's because they stole it from black people. I don't know the whole story, okay? I'm not sure. It's not funny, but it's it's a story. And so, we're going into this honestly. Saturday moon will be in Hasta. It's also about service and industry and, getting your hands down, because that's also part of the sidereal Virgo. But I mean, today in the Western seasonal-based zodiac, we'll say, we got moon going into Libra at 1:20 p.m. And we have a new moon. Surprise, surprise, on the 27th. In Western astrology, it's 4 degrees Scorpio, and 8:38 p.m. Sunday night. I mean, this is in the lunar mansion known as Swati, and Swati is all in the sidereal Libra, which is where the sun and moon actually are, and in that constellation. And so this new moon brings a lot of good fortune economically, actually. There's a lot of ability. This is like considered the moon of millionaires, and there's a lot of association with Saraswati, the goddess. I mean, this isn't a good time to eat legumes because it's ruled by Vayu, the god of wind, and it can really, and the North Node, it's its symbol, so it's a desire has no bottom, so it can kind of go either way, but mostly it's gentle, it's well spoken, it's beautiful, it's very Vata, and it should be an enjoyable, sweet weekend overall and going into early week. Okay, so Aries, welcome to your horoscope. So I mean, what I'm seeing here is the weekend, the moon is mostly going to be in your 7th house, and it's there with Mars. When the moon aligns with Mars, peace will guide the planet. Isn't that the song, the story of the age of Aquarius? And you're kind of toning it down, and you're trying to be more diplomatic and reach out, and that is really sweet, and have better partnership, better relationship. And trust me, it takes work. And like when I've seen you learn these lessons so well and make that extra effort, I I am so happy for you because it's worth the effort. Heartache is not, it's not fun. Don't go there. But it shows also that you're a really sensitive person, and sensitivity has its rewards. It's something to think about. Let's go to Taurus. All right, so greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. No, I don't really, since I'm kind of super old school now that I've done astrology for 37 years, and I mean, I definitely always looked at outer planets as significant. But I want to say this about, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, is that you can do really good readings for people without ever even using those planets. And my belief is that they mostly affect us on a societal, distant level and a generational level. So there's themes that follow generations of Uranus, and Uranus is on an 85-year cycle. There's themes of people in Neptune cycles, which are like 162 years, something like that. And then there's cycles in the 242 or something, 240 something, 48-year Pluto cycle. So, you can chop them up, and sometimes they have more years than not. But basically, Uranus, you get 7 years. Neptune, you're going to get around 12 or so, maybe even 16, depending, I guess, maybe less. And then, of course, with Pluto, you're going to get a lot more time in general, more like 16, 17, 18 years, sometimes more, sometimes as much as 30, I've heard. I don't know. But so Taurus, what I'm saying here is that, you're in this cycle that happened 85 years ago. And, it was World War II coming on. It was the beginning of fascism. And there's just a lot of things to consider. It hadn't really started as depression, but people were shocked at the instability of money and material things. Okay, that is it. You are having Venus with Mercury in the 7th house. Very nice, very loving. It's a loving time. I think the new moon, comes Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. You'll feel more romantic. That should continue on through Monday and even a little bit on Tuesday to some extent. And so, that is also good news for you. Somebody requested more Taurus. I was like, who? I got to tell you, your requests, they usually take a couple weeks because we pre-record this stuff. All right, so greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So Mercury's in the 6th, right? Mercury's in the 6th. Venus is in the 6th. So Venus in the 6th is get a nice outfit for work. Mercury in the 6th is like focus on your work. It's also, being more cooperative with your coworkers. And, there's some benefits being reaped. I mean, 6th house isn't a great house for Venus, but Mercury takes care of business. Mercury is kind of like the counselor out of that debilitation. And Mercury is also, I believe, reaching into sidereal Scorpio, which is really good for mining ideas and really digging deep and doing research. And so that's part of what's going on right now. And Mercury is also slowing down, getting closer to us, ready to go retrograde, believe it or not, on Halloween that morning, 8:42 a.m. So that's another huge thing to think about this week. This is your last week before Mercury retrograde, and Halloween, it ends. You got 6 days to think about this stuff. And Scorpio, since it's in your 6th house, you're going to go through a lot of Mercury issues, especially related to health. And so you want to take good care of yourself, Take the vitamin C, the D3. I mean, this isn't medical advice, but you know, it's more common sense. Shiitake mushrooms, bone broth. You know, these are good immune booster things you want to do as a Gemini. You know, probably avoid excess sugar and smoking and things like that. Kind of hard to do if you're in a smoke region. And you have Jupiter in the 7th house, so for female Geminis, you know, your chance of your loved one coming in finally may happen, and things could be beautiful and blissful. Okay. All right. So, Cancer, greetings. Greetings, Cancer. Welcome your horoscope. Well, I mean, that North Node, you know, there's a desire that has no bottom, and that's been holding up a lot of things. Most everything is like about relationships for you right now, period. I think like this weekend, the moon is going to put you in this more emotional place, but by Sunday night, you'll be feeling creative, you'll be feeling all is well with your children, and your creative projects are going so well right now, and there's this little bit of bliss, but you know, you got to work also on health issues. You know, with Jupiter in the 6th house, and Jupiter is like what, in the portion of the sky, if you're going to look at it, you got to look at it towards Scorpio, because, you know, Western astrology is seasonal. It's not good for looking at stars as the Indian astrology is. That one's a lot more accurate. So, you know, so here it is over there, and so for most of you Geminis, it's in this place they would call the knot. You know, it's going towards where things kind of cramp up, and there's this transformation as it's about to go into actual sidereal Sagittarius, where it's super powerful, and it's going to be teaming up with the south node of the moon, which is also really spiritual too. And so there's going to be this, you know, a lot of people are going to really repent and turn to God kind of thing, or you know, or the Divine Mother, or you know, some kind of spiritual wisdom in the next couple of months with this thing going down. So it's just something to look for, and you know, and so you know, even though there's difficulties in your relationship, things are about to get better. Okay. So hello, Leo. Welcome your horoscope. I mean, in general, Scorpio time's about your happiness. It's about the elders in your family, especially your mom, and where you find personal happiness, where you find contentment, and being conscious about what that contentment is, okay? And so, right now, there's a depth to the spiritual mysteries of life after death and things that go on in that type of situation and scene. And there's Sun, Mercury, and Venus all in the 4th house. So like making your house cozier and nicer for the winter. That's a good thing for Leos to do right now. And you know, you're maybe attend some kind of neighborhood or community event this weekend. That's kind of fun. That would probably work out really nice. All right, well, hello Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. So, right, I mean, this is, yeah, we've got 6 days before Mercury goes retrograde. But for you, I mean, I think the deal is slow down. Mercury is in your 3rd house in the Western astrology sense for this whole thing. And that's about communication. So actually, when you slow down and you look at your communication, you look at your relationship to your siblings, how you work with your hands, how you express yourself, how you learn things, what you're curious about, all of this, you know, is a time not to make any conclusions, but just to kind of observe and commit yourself to being a better observer and less impassionately taking any kind of side, you know. So that'll be your challenge, but also be a real gift to you. And you are coming across as intelligent and as courageous and, you know, just curious, like a neighbor, a community, a brother, a cousin, a friend. You know, that's sort of what you're working on, and doing artsy and crafty things is really big right now, working with your hands. And you're getting ready for life to be better in some way. As Jupiter's about to cross that threshold into your 5th house, and so this whole, after all this hard stuff, heartache and stuff, there's this expansion, there's this gift that's coming. Get ready for the gift. Well, hello Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. So, like Scorpio sun, so that's 2nd house. This is dealing with money, this is dealing with family, this is dealing with values, this is dealing with throat issues, and maybe even dental work and stuff like that. Moon's in your 1st house, right now. It's a shrinking, waning moon. Can't see it really because it's so small of a sliver, but great for star gazing right now, great for viewing the night sky. And there's a lot of things in your kind of inner life world, your personal world. So things are really personal to you. So you're taking care of finances, and you're getting ready to have better relationship with your siblings, especially younger siblings, expanding your ability to make art and do things, trying to deal with the parts of your life that you're uncomfortable with, to create more comfort. And you have unusual views of just sexuality and society right now. And you wish you had another job in a way, but you're kind of famous at work in some weird guise for something. Okay. All right. Well, greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. Oh, okay. This is your time to shine. That unconscious level is over. Okay, so there's Mercury in the 1st house. Going to go retrograde Halloween. And where's the moon at that day? It's a good point. Let's look at where the moon is at on Halloween. I think it's in Sagittarius or something like that. Yeah, it is. It's in Sagittarius, going into Western Capricorn that night at 7:38 p.m. Just everybody go to bed early. Yeah. Like, I will not. I get it. People want to have fun. It's in Mula Nakshatra, though, and so there is this kind of shift. It's a very magical Halloween night, and I just be really conscious and be aware of other people's suffering and the potential for calamity. But the new moon is all about you, so this is going to be a new start. And you've got Venus and Mercury making you, pretty and smart and all that stuff. And I just say roll with it. Just be flexible, flow, and enjoy. Well, hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you've been basking in Jupiter's energy this year, most of you, and feeling this expansion, feeling this growth, but also feeling this kind of like, oh, you got it wrong. You could have done better, And maybe you will. Next year could be the better year. A lot of people don't realize that, and I would say there's no bad Jupiter. Jupiter is like the guru to the gods, the ultimate planet. So it's in your 1st house. I see you trying to make things better. But my contact with my Sagittarius sun friends in the seasonal Western sense is like, I think overall they are doing better, and that's good. And so, but this is like a time to kind of lay low. There's a lot of karma. Some of it's good karma, so some of your good karma is coming out. But see this as an observation time, not a time to make a lot of serious decisions or anything like that yet. Just stay chill for the next 4.5 weeks. That's basically my best advice to Sagittarius. Just stay chill. And, things will be good. There'll be a better party. There'll be a party this weekend. You'll have some fun. Don't worry. Well, hello Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. I know you have suffered a lot. There's been a lot of struggles. There's been a lot of slowness and grief and embarrassment and depression and restriction. These are all Saturn things. And these are things Saturn uses to teach us. So Saturn in Western Zodiac Capricorn, climbing the big mountain, doing what's practical, taking our time, taking our steps. It's also kind of like there's this element under Saturn of doing penance. You know, and how do we do that? I mean, we give to poor people. We help those who've been abused, need our aid. We try to elevate the weakest links, you know, regardless of gender, color, creed, or anything. Everybody needs help. Everybody, you know. And it's so nice to see that crossing over. You know, like we're all family. We all need each other. And I think that's the best thing I could say. It's a social time for you. And so you've got friends that are helping you, and helpful friends are going to make the difference. So, you know, and you're hungry for a relationship, but you realize in your soul, they got to be spiritual. They got to be spiritually right, or this is not happening. Okay. All right. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, a key phrase of Aquarius is I know. And I mean, on the worst end, that sounds like a know-it-all. Now, when we look at the Saturn ruled signs, Capricorn and Aquarius, it's like they're the furthest away from Sun and Moon. So they are furthest away from what kind of guides us and keeps us warm and gives us light and everything. And so they are aware of those who have the least amount of privilege. So that's one of Aquarian's positive gifts. It's like, we will help the weakest links. Now, Libra time is a pretty good time for Aquarius. Scorpio time is a time where Aquarius shows its talents and skills and its gifts. So this is where you really put into action all the good you have, what you know, and you have a game plan. You rise up to leadership and you do really good. And that's what I charge you to do. The weekend looks sweet with the Libra moon, most of it. So for a lot of you, that's going to be travel. You're going to go someplace, have fun, and I get it. Halloween's like a really big holiday now, so there's lots of festivals. And in the middle and southern half of the country, the weather's still nice, generally speaking. It's not that bad, The northern third, it's starting to get not so fun out there. Greetings, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope. So Jupiter's been in the midheaven where your talents and skills are, and so this is like really promoted you to be seen more and seen for your value. And things could get uber spiritual with Neptune and Pisces in the first house, and then having a midheaven with Jupiter. That's very spiritual stuff. And then on the back end of that, it's a creative works. It's like I want to do creative works that reflect spirit and reflect a nurturing quality because of this North Node in Cancer. So it's like, how do I do this? And now it's Scorpio time. It's like, that's a guru for you. That's guru. That's ninth house. That's like higher wisdom, higher education, doing the right thing. So focusing those efforts more on making things right, giving to others the charitable things. This is going to help. And that you're learning more. This is a time to learn more and build upon your craft because things are about to get even more opportune and more wonderful as the year unfolds. And so, and I think with Mercury going retrograde, if you're in a foreign country right now and you're Pisces, sure, there'll be some cultural miscommunication. Don't worry about it. It'll all work itself out. Thanks for being here. I really had a good time with you today. And I'm looking forward to next week when we can do this again on the Planetary Persuader. I'm encouraging you to tell a friend, to share this, and know that as we get into this end of sidereal Scorpio Jupiter, that there could be storms, there could be a lot of really crazy odd weather and stuff, and we still have Saturn in the South Node together, as well as Pluto there, so there's been a lot of death and there's been a lot of hard stuff for people to deal with. And so may our compassion grow bigger, our hearts grow bigger, may we feel more connected with each other, and let's do this again. Share, ring the bell, tell a friend, post this on your page, on Facebook, and let this be a good kind of positive astrology. It's KozMcKev, the Planetary Persuader. Check it out.